Namaste everybody, welcome to today's Deep Peace class. My name is Jesse and today we're going to go through some guided meditation. This is going to be a 45-minute session, so the first half hour will be based on some breathing techniques, and then the last 15 minutes we'll delve into some mantra meditation, and I'll show you exactly what we're going to do when we get to that. So if you're tuning in, you can either sit comfortably or you can find a place where you can lay down, anywhere where you're going to be distraction-free, where you can be comfortable in your own environment, comfortable in your seating, etc. And the first thing we're going to do, once we find that comfortable zone, is you may like to gently close your eyes. This just helps us not to get distracted by things we look at or anything along those lines. It helps us concentrate a little bit better. And we want to just draw our attention to our breath. Breathing in softly through the nose and out through the nose. If you have to breathe out through the mouth, that's perfectly fine. Just effortless breaths. If you find the mind starts to wander or gets caught up in thoughts, just gently redirect it back to the breathing. Your breathing will be the foundation of this entire session. What we want to achieve eventually with our breathing is slow but deep breaths. Just paying attention to that cooling sensation as we breathe in. Nice warming sensation as our breath leaves our body. Feeling a bit more comfortable, more at ease as we exhale. With each exhalation, body feels a little heavier. Just settling the body down, settling the mind down. All these techniques that we're going to go through are practical techniques we can use in everyday life. So the breathing techniques that we display today are things that we can take into our day whenever we're feeling stressed, or if we're in pain, we can utilize the breath as our first reaction to these issues, these upcoming issues. Instead of letting our minds trigger automatically, we just bring our attention to our breath, and we then can delve into some deeper breathing techniques. So wherever you are, whether it's sitting or lying down, you may like to bring your hands onto your stomach, just around where the belly button lies. We're going to delve into some directed breathing techniques. So what we're going to do is, as we inhale, we're going to, with purpose, just gently push our stomach out into our hands. And then as we breathe out, we gently draw the belly button back toward the spine. We start fresh. Our hands are only acting as references, so we're not pushing in with our hands, we're not hovering them above the stomach. Our hands are just there to make sure that we can feel the rise and fall of our stomachs. This breath is a great go-to breath to use as a way to, one, oxygenate the body. When we use our abdominals to breathe, we use the lower third of our lungs. We engage the lower third of our lungs, which helps us get a much fuller breath. And so our muscles, our nervous system takes a great benefit from the extra potential for oxygenation in the body. What we also want to be aware of is we have a nice slow and deep inhalation, but we want to also prolong the exhalation too. So slow down your outward breath, matching the speed with your slow inward breath. As we continue the breathing, you may notice it becomes easier to take that slow, deep breath. As our body calms down, our breath will become more effortless, less forced. From here, we can move our hands up onto the bottom of our rib cage. And just like the abdominal breath, we're going to focus our inward breath into the rib cage, just gently forcing the ribs out. And as we exhale, we just gently draw the ribs back toward the center of our body. Just follow this pattern. Making sure we keep our breath nice and slow. Really taking the time to allow our minds to focus on the depth and the speed of the breath. And once you finish your last exhalation, we can then bring our hands up onto our chest, with our fingers touching our collarbone. Thumbs can come just around where the armpits are. And we're going to focus the breath into our chest, our inward breath into our chest. Chest slowly rises and falls gently as we breathe out. So the technique we're going to use is called a complete yoga breath. And a complete yoga breath incorporates all three phases of these all three phases of the breath, that breathing techniques we just went through. So to act as reference, you can keep one hand on the chest and bring the other hand down onto the stomach. And as we inhale, we first draw the breath down into the stomach. Our stomach rises, continuing the breath, filling our rib cage, expanding the rib cage, coming to the peak of the inward breath into the chest. And as we breathe out, our chest drops first, rib cage draws back to the center of the body, and finally our stomachs gently draw back toward our spine and start fresh from there. So one continuous breath in, filling the body from the abdominals into the rib cage, into the chest. Go at your own pace, you don't have to follow me. As we exhale, chest drops first, ribs second, finally stomach comes to rest. If you'd like, you can hold the breath right at the peak of the inhalation, no more than 3 seconds. And release the breath. Take 3 more of these breaths at your own pace. And once you're finished, you can just bring your hands into your lap, or if you're lying down, you can bring them to your side, really far out to the side if you'd like, or resting them under your hips, under your legs, whatever's most comfortable for you. Just breathing normally now. We're going to delve into a bit more of a deeper focused breath now. For these next set of breaths, we're going to focus our inward breath to various parts of the body. By doing this, we can bring about a greater sense of relaxation. We can pinpoint areas of pain and release and relax muscles, joints, etc. But we're going to focus from the bottom and work our way up. So with your next inhalation, again, we're breathing nice and slow and nice and deep. We're going to inhale, focus the breath all the way down into our feet, to the very tips of the toes. As we breathe out, our feet relax, our toes relax. You may take more than one breath if you need to achieve this. Focusing the breath into our ankles. On the inward breath, filling our ankles with that breath, that air. And then we relax the ankles as we breathe out, taking that tension and stress out of that area. Moving up to our shins, just the front of our shins. Our shins release and relax. Our calves. The calves are quite a large and quite overactive muscle at the best of times, so you can take more than one breath if you need to relax the calves. Calves release and relax. Continuing up, we're going to focus our inward breath to our knees, both the front and the back of the knees, the entire knee capsule. Knees release and relax as we breathe out. If you find it helps, focus the breath to the particular area. You can hold the breath when you reach the peak of your inward breath for 3 seconds. But always with the outward breath, utilizing that outward breath to relax, draw out the tension, draw out the rigidity. Moving up from the knee, we're going to focus on our thighs, the front of our thighs, the quadricep muscles. Again, with these large bodies of muscles, we can take more than one breath. Moving to the back of our thighs now, the hamstring muscles. Our hamstrings release. Continuing up from the legs, the thighs, we're going to move into the hip joint now. And the hip joint as an entirety, we're going to release. So as we breathe in, we're going to fill the front of our hips, the sides of our hips, even our glutes, where we're touching the floor, the bed, the mattress, the chair. The entire hip complex fills with that breath. And as we breathe out, our hips become heavier, sinking a little more, becoming heavier, relaxing more. Our bodies from our waist down should be feeling tension-free, heavy but relaxed. Next, we're going to draw our inward breath to the base of the spine, where our lower back meets our hips. We're going to concentrate the inward breath there. As we continue the inward breath, we're going to draw the breath all the way up the spine until it reaches the very back of the head. And as we breathe out, our spine releases from the top down. You may especially feel this if you're lying down. That release of tension from our backs. Again, you can utilize more than one breath if you need to, if you're having trouble focusing. Next, we're going to focus our inward breath down both arms, into the hands, tips of the fingers. Our hands relax. Our wrists will naturally follow, relaxing the wrists, our hands and fingers. Focusing the breath into our elbows, the elbow joint. Relaxing the elbows. And we're going to now draw our breath, our inward breath, into our shoulder joint, where our arm meets our torso. Our shoulders relax, falling away from the ears gently. If you're lying down, you may notice the shoulders just slowly melting into the mattress or into the floor. From here, we're going to relax our facial features. So relaxing our jaw, our cheekbones, even our nose and ears. Just letting go of any tension that you can feel that you're holding on to in the face. Relaxing our eyes, our forehead and temples. From here, you may like to just take a quick scan of the body, all the while keeping the focus on the breath. Your focus should never leave your breathing. If you notice any areas of tension, then you can of course re-engage your inward breath to that area and release it or relax it as you breathe out. Noticing how the body feels now compared to before you started. Just relishing the time that you're spending in such a state. thanking yourself that you've taken this time to take the focus off the world outside and bring the focus to your well-being. Keeping the focus on the breath. Again, if you find that the mind wanders, just gently redirect it back to the breathing. Bringing the awareness back to the body. We're going to incorporate a sound vibration to our outward breath. And this is just going to be, pardon me, this is just going to be in the form of a gentle hum. And the way we're going to do this is you take a nice full inhalation, and using the entirety of your outward breath, you just hum until you reach the very end of your outward breath, and you just start fresh. Now everybody has different lung capacities, so you don't need to follow along with my rhythm. As long as you're taking a nice deep inhalation and utilizing the entirety of your outward breath with the hum, then you're doing it right. So in your own time, we're only going to take a few of these breaths. Take 3 more of these humming breaths in your own time. When you're finished, just breathe normally. Breathing normally, just noticing that vibrational energy move throughout the body. We're going to just incorporate now some small movements back into the body. Whether you're sitting or lying down, you may like to just gently wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. You may like to just gently clench and unclench the feet and the hands. You may like to rotate the wrists and the ankles, getting all the cracks out of the joints. Going in one direction, and then in the opposite direction. Never forgetting to breathe. If you're lying down, you may like to bring your knees up with your feet flat on the floor. If you're already sitting up, then maybe just do a few, just pushing into the forefront of your foot, raising the knees up a little bit, just to get a bit of feeling and sensation back into the legs. If you're lying down, you can bring your knees, bring them up into the chest and just rock gently from side to side. If you're sitting, just chill out and relax. And once you've finished rocking from side to side, waking up that lower back, you can bring the feet back down, flat on the floor, knees are still up. And whether you're sitting or lying down, you can interlace the fingers. If you're lying down and you don't have space above you, you can just bring your palms, push them out in front of you. But if you can, bring them above your head. Take a deep inhalation and stretch up. And a big sigh out. Relaxing the shoulders down, hands down. We'll do 2 more of these. One more. Now, if you're still lying down, you can bring yourself up to a seated position and you can open your eyes if you like. If you're already seated, just stay seated. Just remain in a nice, comfortable position. So we're going to move into some mantra meditation. Now, if this is your first time tuning in and you've never done mantra meditation before, mantra meditation, in short, I could go on and on about mantra meditation, but for the sake of just explaining what it involves is we meditate on these very wonderful yoga sounds. And so mantras are, the word mantra can be broken into 2 words, man meaning mind and tra to mean to draw away from or to draw away from. So when we meditate on mantras, we're meditating on sounds which can help. When you think of meditation, meditation is just what we focus our senses on. So when we have a bad day, this is the example I give every time, when you have a bad day and you come home from work and you're thinking of the horrible day that you've had and you go, oh, and this person said this to me, oh, and this happened, and you're meditating on things that are negative and that are going to manifest certain reactions in the body. So with mantra meditation, essentially what we're doing is we're focusing our mind and our senses on mantras. Now, I'm going to show you 2 forms of mantra meditation. I haven't quite worked out what I'm going to do. I think we'll do some Gauranga breathing, because I don't think everyone has a set of japa beads at home, although japa is a very lovely form of meditation. So Gauranga breathing, essentially what it involves is it's much like the humming breath. in which you take a deep breath in and we add a mantra to our outward breath. So this will involve taking a deep breath in, and sorry, the mantra we're going to use, I should mention that, is Gauranga. And the mantra Gauranga is going to be broken down into 4 syllables, Gaur, Ra, Ang, Ga. And as we inhale, what we do is we focus just on in our minds the mantra Gora Anga, and as we breathe out, we externalize it. Gora Anga, using the full extent of our outward breath. Now, the reason I have this guitar is when everybody's here in the room and we're doing Goranga breathing, we do it together. So it just adds a lot of power and a lot more, the impact of the mantra is a lot more if you have a group of people who are focusing on the sound and who are engaging in the Goranga breathing. But for the purposes, I've just got this guitar to help keep time so we can all do it together. Me here and you at home. So I'll demonstrate one Goranga breath, and then I'll invite you all to take a deep breath in, and I'll prompt you when to exhale with me. So you won't be left to your own devices for too long, I promise. So I'll demonstrate one. Goranga. So everybody, take a deep breath in and exhale with me. Goranga. Deep breath in. Goranga. Deep breath in. Goranga. Deep breath in. Goranga. We'll take 3 more of these breaths. Deep breath in. Goranga. Deep breath in. Goranga. This is the last one. Deep breath in. Say it from the heart. Goranga. This time, just say it in your mind. If you're by yourself somewhere or somewhere where you can't necessarily utilize your voice in a large capacity, you can also just whisper, Goranga. You can do it under your breath, you can keep it in the mind, as long as you're maintaining your focus on the mantra itself, you'll derive some very great benefits from it. So for the last 5 or 6 minutes or so, we're going to do what's called kirtan. And kirtan is a wonderful form of mantra meditation. It's essentially a call and response. So typically I'd have a crowd of people here, and I would lead. I would say in a melodic fashion chant a mantra, and then the crowd would respond. But in this case, feel free to just join along whenever you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable singing it out loud, then just lay back and enjoy the mantras. But I do highly encourage you to participate, whether you're by yourself, with family, with friends, etc. The mantra we're going to do, it's said Hari Bol, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Hari Bol. That's the one mantra. So if you're at home, you can repeat after me, Hari Bol, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Hari Bol. So I'll, like I said, be playing the guitar. I'll be chanting in a melodic fashion. What I say to the class here normally is, don't worry about what your voice sounds like. I think when you're in a crowd of people, it becomes easy to be self-conscious about what your voice sounds like. But the point of mantra meditation is to not sing well. You could be a fantastic singer. You could be the worst singer in the entire universe. It doesn't matter, because the benefit isn't derived from how well you carry a tune. It's about your engrossment in the mantras themselves. So I humbly suggest to just be open to it, engage in it as much as you can. Otherwise, like I said, you can just sit back and relax and just listen, because there is still a benefit in even doing just that. So I'll chant and I'll prompt, or actually I'll just keep chanting, and when you at home feel ready to join in, I highly encourage that you do. Hari Bol, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Hari Bol, 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 Haribo, Nitai Goranga, Nitai Goranga, Haribo, 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 Haribo, Nitai Goranga, Nitai Goranga, Haribo. So that's kirtan, for those who've never done that before. So that's all for this session. I do hope you guys tune in for more wonderful things from Australian School of Meditation and Yoga. I'll be around again if you enjoyed that. That's all for me today. I hope everyone stays safe, stays happy, stays sane. Namaste.